What's going on, folks? Last time we talked, I was hanging out and sitting back, pondering some things, and I got you involved and asked you a few questions. Great ones. And I asked you I told you it was a mental scantron. Maybe you didn't think it was important, and like I said, it wasn't important to me, but it was just something, and really I did learn something from that. Right? Your answer is something that you're going to reflect on later on, folks. Very important. Because this is reckoning and you're being pushed out, and this is about vibration. And that was relative how you answered. And this is just for you to look at your own mirror. This was just a reasonable exercise to get you guys to look at your own mirrors. That's all that was about, right? Many of you are not going to even ask yourselves any questions relative to what I stated the other day. It was entertainment or something. Many of you, maybe you didn't like what I was saying. And what I was saying pretty much was I was talking about those moments where you make that noise. Most of you, the majority of you, no matter where you are in this world society that's being held by Mother Earth, whom I know. Very important, and I state that to you because I'm trying to state if I want you to reasonably listen to anything I'm saying, folks, the leverage of how I'm stating it to you is my factual proof. And the factual proof is Mother Earth. If you wanted facts, you've been given many facts to support what I'm saying, to show you that this is real, all what I'm saying. But you guys don't reason things like that. The moments are your back-breaking days. For most of you, because you're working for some burn somewhere. And that's what this is all about. Any of you, most of you have a job. I don't care if you do paperwork or you shovel shit. You're all shoveling shit. And the smarter of you are reasonable enough, that's that word again, reasonable, to realize that this is what we're in, a rat race. And it's stressful. Those of you who have struggles paying mortgages or whatever you're going through, why is there a mortgage, folks? See, I know the hands who holds the land that you're paying for, and she hasn't been paid, folks. This is a fact. See, we're talking about facts again. We're standing on facts again, folks. And because you haven't paid, you're getting evicted, and you're being swept out, and this is going to happen regardless. This is not about, a conclusion where if you just think about it, it'll change up. No, this is not going. The new society is coming, folks. It's been written. You guys have championed this stuff. You guys have churches, so-called churches, all about the land, who champion this stuff and claim that these are real things that you believe in. Right? So you believe in the literature, but you don't really believe in it. You see what I'm saying? And the average one of you, whether you wholeheartedly doctrinate yourselves in their religion or you just live in society and still keep it in the back of your consciousness, it's all taking you to a place, folks, because you're being swept out, folks, which is what I keep talking to you about, folks. Right? So I wanted you to get to know God, the most important aspect of the conversation, because he is the battery in my pack, and allow me to speak and give you these words, folks. Words of encouragement for those whom are in vibration and know it, because every time you look at a video, the formula clicks. Now, I know a lot of those times I'm sitting back and, I may have a glass of wine in my own home and I'm relaxing and I'm talking, but you guys checked in. And what did you check in for? Just to be entertained or laugh at me in my leisure or something? When the message is still spot on, folks, regardless. I know Mother Earth, folks, regardless. Whom was present, folks, when I did the last video. Fact. This is about what's fact, folks. That's why I told you I don't want to argue about who's right or wrong. The proof is in the pudding, and the pudding is what you're standing in when your ass is in that quicksand, right? The best of you want to escape from that pudding, right? The best of you who have the ability anyway, because many of you are already damned, and that was the point. That was the education, the bigger education. The society we're in is so unreasonable, folks, on all levels, right? Is you working a job every day and you think that's reasonable and you don't get paid enough money to cover all of the expenses of life that the same people who pay you put on you, and that's not reasonable, and you don't reason this all because you're fucking fools. So you don't like being called stupid when you're stupid, right? You don't like being called clueless when you're absolutely fucking clueless. Things are being done in front of your face, and there's some great things coming forward because you're being pushed out. I told you this. And I spoke on that, and yeah, I was upset, folks. I'm human. A lot of times you guys think I'm supposed to, how do you want me to behave for you guys? See, you guys have been drinking this fucking Kool-Aid of this fake shit. People pretending to act a certain way. In reality, they're fucking devils and they're going to devour you. Most of you have already gone down this path and you're going to go to your destructions. And you're going to watch it in real time. You are not more mighty than the heavens whom are bringing the reckons, whom are hands of the Most High, who has called for this in wrath, folks. In your literature, that you're reading right now, and many of you will go to church this weekend, and you'll be in church and you'll read these scriptures that are telling that the Lord is going to destroy all of the evil one day. And this is that one day. But because you're narcissistic, you stick your heads in the sand and don't want to reason with that. So sometimes you don't like what I'm saying and you think that I'm rambling, but I'm not fucking rambling, folks. You understand what I'm saying to you? You question my message when my message is about what you're doing in society right fucking now, folks. Right? Or what you're accepting, right? Which is really the bigger reason for most of the reckoning, because your free wills have been suppressed. And if it's on such a level where most of your souls have been damned, then you most certainly have wrath will most certainly come. And a new society will most certainly come, folks. Now, you don't have to believe what I'm saying. We're just going to watch it together, aren't we? And we'll find out who's telling the truth, right? I'm not worried about anything, folks, at this point, because you'll see greater hands do greater things, and they will take place regardless of what you do or what you say, right? And that's why I told you this social media thing, right? You guys should be thankful for the energy to even do anything you're doing. And when you don't appreciate that because you're bullies, when you take it away or you suppress or you're narcissists, you guys have bought into it. And people feel pain and suffer because you are fucking flying monkeys to this whole thing. Right? So you're already written off. The Most High, like I told you, in the bigger fight, he is the fight, folks, because he is the landscape, folks. He is it all. He knows the whole storyline. And if he says you're going to be destroyed, because guess who's preaching it every Sunday? You guys, right? Some of you mega pastors are preaching this shit, right? So do you believe in your literature? You believe in the reality of it being there on paper, but you don't really embody it, which is the real thing, folks, because that's why the reckoning is happening, because your conscious energy is not going to meet a vibration that Mother Earth is going to bring. And that's what this is about. You know, I'm tired of, I talk to a few folks and I'm tired of always having to defend who I am. I'm a person. You guys do fucking foolishness every day. I have people come on the channel and say foolishness all the time. I watch things in the world where you valiantly do things. You enjoy the sports of violence, and the greatest of violence is what is the most sensational things to you guys. However, when I talk about teeth getting punched in, all of a sudden you get squeamish. But you watch this shit and you do this shit every day. You champion murder every day because people get murdered every fucking day. This is why the sun is going to be the bullier to the bullies. You understand? Because they're propagating a society that stresses you on a level where you're not consciously active to the Most High, who is the most important aspect. So when I seen the God and told you about a song, the God, I was trying to get those who are capable of vibration to reach God in a certain way. That was the most important thing for me, not for me to get you to say, follow me, folks, look at me, I know God. Because I don't give a shit what you think about who I am. You're not going to see this day if you don't believe who I am. That's the whole point, folks. Because you're holding on to something. I told you. Right? So you want thunderbolts and shit, and that's what I was talking about might. Right? The idea of suppressing people where, you're miraculously giving the energy exchange of ideas where you can have a social media, right? And because you hoard that with this fake money and your might, you control people and you control what they want to say and how they want to think, which is free will stuff. when you're being held in the fishbowl. And that's the fucking irony and the very real truth of it all, right? So I told you on any given day, right, things can be taken away from you, and that's a fact. And if you have a problem with it, you can look to the Most High and question him about what he's doing, because these are his hands whom is bringing this, folks. This is called reckoning. And you don't believe in reckoning, even though you go to church every Sunday and you talk about the reckoning. Remember, you're past the Old Testament part, so really what you're really worrying about if you're studying these doctrines is you're worrying about stuff that's supposed to happen, right? Right? So you see weather things, and speaking of that, I looked at some of these reports and I see all of these weathermen, and I realize why they get paid so much money, the big bucks, folks. These fake dollars, folks. They get paid a lot because they're able to articulate basically what I've told you is just reckoning. Whatever way Mother Earth, whomever way she decides to bring your sweep out, your push out. And why is that? Because you're selfish, and you just don't get it when I keep telling you that you're selfish. You're not reasoning that she's real, even though I'll show you or tell you that she's going to do something because she wants me to show you this. I'm their spokesman, folks. Yeah, I told you this before. So if I tell you that you're going to get a blood moon and you get a blood moon, that example was provided to you to show you that this is real. That's the grounding I'm talking about. See? When you're a narcissist, once again, you don't want to look at those things. You talk about everything else. And I see this stuff on social media where somehow you guys think this is a fight against me, when this is about the Most High destroying your asses because you have lower energy. Many of you have profited from this lower energy by way of a job or something, which is fucking nothing. There are societies that have things that don't have to exert themselves or give up anything the way you guys have done. See? Now, when you think about those hands that are doing this, the reins, do you believe? Because I'll ask these questions. Let me get to this. Do you believe that the reins of the people who hold the reins of society, who dictate your food and everything, your pays and all of this stuff, right? Do you believe these people? Do you believe that they have innocent hands? That's the better way I'll put that. Because, see, I asked you conscious questions, and I'm sure you had some definite answers when I told you that the Most High's name is Vishnu. Harry, folks, I give you praise, Lord. When I spoke his name, did you believe that? And you probably said in yourself a hearty, conscious no, right? But you will be reckoned with that day about what you said, folks. You understand? But you believe in money, don't you, folks? You understand? You believe in this system which is going to be swept out, don't you, folks? You understand what I'm trying to explain to you? So you don't understand that this is about vibration, and that's the technical thing. I try to get you technical. I try to take you from all these different levels about what this is. Have done this, hey, great one. Have done this many times to try to get you to understand that this is going to happen regardless. Why are you fighting against me? What are you fighting against? What? You're upset because the earth is bringing hurricanes because she's washing out the evil, and you don't realize you're the fucking evil. You champion and work your jobs and get paid by the hands of evil folks who are suppressing, who have suppressed free will in many ways that you know about and ways you don't know about. But guess who knows about it all? See, that's what you're talking about in church every Sunday, right? In your revelational doctrines, right? And I try to explain to you that for the best of you who have a vibration and potential to separate yourselves from ego, because when you get on this higher level, it's going to be about those things, folks. Yes, it's on some Jedi mind trick shit or something on some higher level, but to put in your pop culture references. But yeah, you have to throw out these conventional things, folks. These third dimensional ideas and ways of thinking are foolishness, folks. Right? So those of you who want to be part of the better society are listening, because you're not thinking about my ego or your ego, right? Your ego is thinking, who does this guy think he is? He's not, who does he's just some guy, right? And you'll see my face again, and that's not important right now. You'll see some things take place. That's what's more important, folks. What Mother Earth has shown me over the past week. Told you about it. You thought I was playing or some shit. You're more caught up in some news feeds about some politics shit or something. You understand? And that's all the distraction from what's really going on. As shit burns up and, shit freezes up and this and that. So these weather people have these reports, and They talk about, you know, they get paid a lot of money. Like I was saying earlier, I might have got off the point, but they get paid all this money to talk about, you know, to make it sound so fancy about what's going on. And they use all these technical words, and they say this thing happened. This is so anomalous, and we've never seen this in this many years, and this has never happened. And records have been broken for months and months and months consecutively. And you guys don't even think that's crazy. Let's just talk conventionally on your fucking terms. Cause I see, let's walk. I see some of you people look at this more from the idea that you think somehow I'm looking down on you when I'm really not. And that's because you're in your egos. You think I'm in my ego, but I'm warning you, right? And I see that society is stupid, folks. Being tired and having your back broken and people working you till you're whatever age that is or something. If it's close to 8, who cares? Why 70-year-olds working was the point I made in that last video, but I don't think you guys were grabbing it. You'll be those people if you live that long. You see what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you're going to have to pay for shit that they're going to throw on your face, and they're going to keep increasing. And why are they increasing? They're increasing behind their greed, folks. See how these emotions are all taking place, these negative energies that you're seeing? Once you get into the idea that all of these people are in covet with each other, then you realize it's a bigger fight. It's about higher energy versus lower energy. Higher energy is tired and weary of your foolishness. The sun has watched you charge and do this greedy stuff and do all of this stuff using his energy, and so he's going to start taking it away from you. He has free will, folks. He's a God, folks. You understand? All of them who provide great things for you, right? And I saw this thing, and it was about this guy who had this machine or something that could process the air and make water. And they were like, we can use that, and that'll be our new thing that can help us. But you guys aren't understanding. Where are you getting the fucking air from? See, you guys are still in your conventional bullshit, folks. Which is why most of you will be damned, folks. You understand? When you go back and look in your literature, and when you read it then, why did the people, let's frame their consciousness for a moment, shall we? What were they really not doing, folks, if God was showing them miracles? A real miracle is something that you can't put your hands on in any kind of way, any type of way, folks. Heavenly bodies. The moon goddess gave you warning, and she's the moon goddess. And you think that is a joke. I've realized this on so many levels. So I'm not talking about warning you today. I'm just talking about how we think. As humans, I'm a human just like you, but when I call you stupid because you really are stupid for this. I've been blessed, folks. I've been blessed because God has blessed me with the reality of this. So this is such a great thing that you must know, because I know what's going to happen and what's going to take place, folks. And that's just really to wake up the best of you, because most of you are not going along with this. You want to keep your jobs, and I make more than this person, and I do this and that, and I'm this and that. See how that's all ego bound? See how you all bound for something that's not greater in oneness? And you'll miss this boat, folks. I'm sorry. That's how it have to be. So when I talk about teeth getting broken, I'm talking about the people who feel that they're mighty. This is how society is being done to you on these levels, because the might of society, the physical force. You're going to move beyond physical, folks. But the Lord can break teeth, meaning he can take those mighty forces and he can do what he wants with them, because he's holding their life. And do you really believe that? See how these questions are working out now? That's what you should be asking yourself about the questions I asked you the other day. I was trying to get you to think. You guys think you guys watch so much social media that everything, and that's why you're fucked up. I may curse one day, I may get emotional or something, and you know, and that bothers you, but you do shit every day and watch it and applaud stupid shit every day, folks. Greater things are right in front of your face that you guys just don't see. And this is the reason why you have to go, because in a better day, there'll be people who will be able to appreciate these things, folks. And in your revelational doctrines, by the way, it's talking about this, by the way, about what's to come and why it needs to be a better day and why and who was doing it. Right? So the sun is not bullying you per se. The sun is showing justice for those who need the justice. You understand? If the moon goddess withholds her ability to, you know, and she doesn't, well, she has the ability, but if she lets those ties go and you guys don't have your nice little ocean fronts anymore, well, what have you paid her? Do you appreciate that she's real, for one, and you don't believe that? So there's a lot of reasons why this has to happen, folks, because you're already clueless. You're already damned. You get mad when I call you ignorant, but you really are ignorant. And you're those people in society who don't see this, right? So I don't really care, folks. I want you to pay attention to what's going forward. And when I do these videos, it's for these things, to reach you on a conscious level, to keep waking those people up until the conclusive end, which is coming. Now, if you don't believe me, go look in your books. Is it saying the end is coming? Do you believe that? Okay. I love bad behavior, folks. But I love the reality of a better day. We'll be talking next video. Y'all have a good one.